A letter recently sent by a Broquerie resident condemning the actions of Reeve Weiss was read aloud during a municipal council meeting Wednesday morning. Like many letters that have been sent to the RM office after the Reeve's participation in an anti-government restriction rally in Steinbach last month, this message called for his resignation. The author, a former senior health executive for Southern Health, also requested a written apology from Weiss for going against the emergency public health orders that the provincial government put in place to protect its people from the COVID-19 pandemic. After the last words of the letter were read publicly, the Reeve said the following in response.
In this letter, numerous times it mentions that I broke public health laws. I expect this person is somewhat ignorant to what I broke. My ticket doesn't say I broke any laws. It says, fail to comply with the public health emergency order. Is a public order a law? Are we educated to the point where we even understand what a law is anymore in this country? Numerous times throughout this letter, it meant laws that I broke laws. People during this last number of weeks have phoned me, and then they turn it into an argument. They're very disrespectful, and they say, you're a lawbreaker. You didn't put your fence up in time. You broke the law there too. Was there a law that said I had to put up a fence? That's one of my questions. These people are against me. They won't have voted for me, and there's any chance they can to slander me, go against me. That's what they're trying to do. Another question I have, what is a pandemic? I don't expect an answer because probably none of us on this meeting are educated to know the proper answer. But I expect it is something, in this case, that would be taking an acceptable amount of lives. Statistics Canada 2020 says from 2014 to 2018 in Manitoba, deaths per week is 205 and as high as 213 per week. The average would be 208. The current average for 2020, again from Statistics Canada, is 211. So we've actually had years where we've had more deaths in Manitoba per week. So where is this pandemic? And yes, I agree. People are dying. Most of the people from dying from influenza are dying in care homes. And I agree with this. I didn't want to have to get into all this, but it seems like this is being thrown out. Some member on council mentioned they would have to follow the science. Well, are they a scientist? What is the science? The science I'm hearing from around the world is that this is not a pandemic. This is a normal influenza that has been blown out of proportion to dupe the people into taking a vaccine that has not been tested on animals like every other vaccine since the early 2000s, and then it's rejected because it doesn't work. The responsibility and legal ramifications have been removed from the creators, so they cannot be sued when this thing goes wrong. Of course, people are dying. People have always died. People will die. Traffic accidents kill way more people. Smoking and alcohol-related things kill way more people. Are people out there boycotting stores that sell tobacco and alcohol? Of course not. The government is not against it either because it brings tax money. At the end of the day, I'm ashamed of my government. I voted them in, and they are not caring about lives. They only care about themselves and money. And tax money is the only thing, and that's what it's all about. I would be happy to sit down with this person who wrote this letter and all the letters and debate with them in a calm and rational way. We are all very uneducated with many of these matters, but to just take the news aside, I believe everything we see on the news is absolutely ridiculous, and it's a flawed society that we have turned into. I'm also quite ashamed of my council and all the councils in Manitoba and this great nation for not being willing to do a little research and step forward and take control of our country again for the rights and freedoms we deserve. Thank you very much.